Hi, my name is Zikra. Like what you see, give me a
Like and subscribe.
So today we're going to do moth-eaten, pattern, and spore. But I'm very nervous to do this because I think I'm a little out of my mind because I want to do something with fire and things. And I'm very nervous because I kept some water here as well. Like I've got literally some water in case something goes. I'm not even going to say it. But yeah. Let's just see actually. So I've got my hot glue gun as well. So I've got this material which is like sheer. Let's just see if this will melt through. If I keep holding it. No, that's not happening. So this is not hot enough. It has to probably be fire, but I'm so scared. Like this is totally unnecessary. But I want to do it. I want to try it. I actually saw someone use essence sticks and not actual fire with a candle. This is a very silly idea, I think, already. My heart is beating so fast. Because if I just poke holes and then it's not really going to look really that realistic as like moth-eaten for me. I mean, I guess I can do that. I should just not use fire. Because knowing me, I will literally burn the building down, I think. I can just imagine my husband rushing back home like, what did you do? Are you safe? That's the first thing he's going to care about, obviously. But then be like, why were you playing with fire? That is starting to look okay to me. Maybe I should just not use the fire. I'm trying to talk myself out of it because I'm so tempted to do it. I mean, this kind of started off awesome as well. Like, I lost my phone for like half an hour. I just couldn't remember where I kept it. I'm just going to try the fire. Wish me luck. I have a fire. Okay. Nice. Woohoo! This is amazing. I am so happy this is working out. Just look at how cool that looks. I already had those holes. It's kind of making it bigger. I am so happy with that effect. Blow that out. Because I'm so clumsy, I could actually do something silly with it. I'm going to try to paint on these again. Because you know, I paint everything. One of the watercolor, what do you call this, scrap piece. I'm going to try one method for this. And then obviously one is going to work for the pattern and the other one will have to be for the spore element, the the spore prompt. Okay, I'm sorry about the background though. One of my neighbors, they've decided they're vacuuming. The neighbor, I can hear that she's like singing on the top of her lungs. So I don't know what's going on today. So I'm going to try to paint with watercolors. And I'm going to see if I can get that effect, you know, with the salt and all that. And let's see how that goes. A very dark purple. Painting half of it like this. And then maybe I'll go with the light purple for this one. I'm going to take another brush. Apparently you're supposed to drop. Maybe that's not working. Ah, it's working on this sort of. Okay, let's try that again. You're supposed to just drop. And they'll sort of expand. I guess if my paint was more pigmented, you would see the effect better. Just going to go and give it another coat. Yeah, I think you can see it better now. I wanted to try to do the salt effect. But the thing is, I don't have rock salt. I only have table salt. Okay. Is that too much? It's fine. Pour some of the paint onto the card and then just scrape it. I've actually fallen in love with doing this method because it's so much faster and you're done within seconds. And it's no longer blue. Look at that. That's how we started and look at how it is. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to use this balloon. Okay, we're just going to try to print with this balloon. But this is very pointy. Sorry, I did that. But this balloon is very pointy, so I don't know how well this will work. Dilute the paint. My words. I'm going to dilute the paints with some water so they can be a bit of a runny consistency. I'm going to pour some here and some here. Pour some purple. I think that was way too much of water. Okay, mix, mix, mix. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's fine. To still go on the pattern. All right, let's use our balloon now. Oh! Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Okay. That's better than I thought. Does this look like Spore? Does it look like Spore? I don't know. I'm very happy with the result. Thank you, balloon. Let this dry. I think I'm going to keep doing it. Why not? Like, let me get another scrap piece. Let me try with another color maybe. Since this has the red in it, I'm just going to use that again. Get more colors. No, stop moving. Pretty. But like I said, it's runnier than the other one that I did. That's okay. I'm still enjoying this method. but at least it can be like a pattern, right? Look at the balloon. It's also got like a marble effect. Okay, so this is 2 days later. The only thing I did differently was I added some rice here, and I think I overdid the salt on this one, but I didn't want to take this off without videoing it, like showing you exactly how this looks. So I've added a sprinkle of salt here, just on this edge. Yeah, rice, and then yeah, I tried to do the same thing, but I don't think this shows very well. Hopefully this is dry. All right, let's start with this one. That did make a single difference. What? It only made purple salt. Yeah, so that was a fail. Maybe I did, like I said, I put the whole coat of salt. So I think that's why that make a difference. Let's check this one out. So the salt is a fail, complete fail. The rice has some prints. I like that the rice has shown up a little bit, so I'm just going to do the rice bit over here and leave it to dry. This was a complete fail. I'm not even going to attempt the salt again. So I've gathered some things that might look like they're moth-eaten, like they've got holes. This definitely looks like it had been eaten by some moths. Remember these things that we did? I wanted to do this. So this can be a pocket or something like that. This would be something you open and close. I can use this as a flip. Yes, I can use this as a flip. I think I might do that. Now, I don't mind sacrificing this because this was not the one. This was the Spore thing. So let's see. I'm going to try to do this. So I'm going to start with a circle. And then I'm going to draw like a flower thing. Okay. And then I'm going to imitate the same thing by going around one more time. Like that. And then I'm just going to draw some circles. And now we're going to draw some thin lines close to each other as possible. I'm going to go ahead and color this. So I had a lot of ideas, and I've kind of lost that train of thought because, as I said, I'm filming after 2 days because my daughter and my husband, they kind of fell sick. They were well enough to stay at home, but too sick to go to school and work. It's actually nice to have them around because they are my best friends. I love having, whenever they can stay at home, I'm such a happy girl though. My daughter and my husband, I just love them so much. I'm literally married to my best friend, and then I gave birth to my other best friend. I don't think I like that. So I think I will just stick to the lines. I won't go ahead and do the stem thing. So this is the same sort of thing I'm going to do for this. So now I can see here that, I have a guideline. Like this was just a trial and error. I'm probably going to cut this out anyway, so that doesn't matter. But as you can see here, like I have some circles that imitate the Spore thing. So I'm just going to try and follow that. And then these will turn into circles. Okay, I'm actually mad that I didn't get this one properly, but that's okay. Just going to go ahead and give these borders. Now I'm thinking if I should actually color that in or leave it. Maybe I'll decide after I've done the whole thing. So as I was saying, like, I love having my family around because I don't really have any friends. Like, you know how some friends just grow apart. So I'm quite content, and I've just been with my husband. And then my daughter, oh my gosh, where do I begin talking about her? She is so wise beyond her years. She's so empathetic, but at the same time, she's too cool. She's currently watching my favorite anime. There's this character where he has been through a lot in his life, and he kind of has a beast inside of him. So he was kind of like hated by his father and didn't have quite a good childhood and all that. So he was kind of like mean to people, like so far as where he would go out of the way to harm people. And so my daughter was like, why does he make people fear him? Like, why can't he go around making friends like a normal person? I just couldn't stop laughing at that. And then I said, no, it's because he's been through a lot in his life and he's quite alone and all that. And she said, life's not all about revenge. And I was like, wow, I wouldn't have ever thought of that at her age. Because I can be quite petty, actually. And I'm always trying to improve myself. But wow, I was so impressed. Yeah, another thing, there's so many things she says. Like, she's so smart, especially for her age. She's so witty. I think that's the word I'm looking for. And she does not care too much about a lot of things, but she cares about me, and I feel so special. She's very calm like her father. Yeah, and she has like she does things with like both of us, like my husband and I. There are things that like we play games together, we draw together and paint together, and I'm actually pretty crap at video games, but my daughter is a pro, honestly. She doesn't even play the baby games. That's just so she's very uninterested with those things. She plays games like Mad Max and zombie games, and she plays It Takes Two. Usually I think these are like a two-player games, and they're like for adults, right? Because they're so intense. Oh, she plays it like it's nothing. She and her father, that's their thing. But when I mean she's like empathetic, like when I get sick, she doesn't bother me. Like, she'll just make herself some cereal, and she'll just say, it's okay, mommy, you just get some rest. Don't worry about anything. My husband's the same. Like, they'll just order something and they'll eat something for dinner. Like, if I'm too tired and I go to bed too early sometimes, they're just bonding. They'll just get some food, they'll just get some takeout, and they'll probably watch some anime or something. And then, yeah. And my husband will give me something, because I get up very early. Like, I wake up super early. I'm a morning person, actually. I love to wake up too. So then he would buy me something and like put it in the fridge so that I can heat it up and then eat in the morning. But like, when my daughter was born, like, you'd think a baby would cry and cry and cry, because that's how I've seen it, right? Like, babies, like when they're born, they cry endlessly. My daughter, when she was born, she just cried like for just a little bit. Just, it was not that much. And my husband and I were like, that's it. She was such an easy baby, honestly. She still is such an easygoing kid. Like she would sleep through the night, even as a baby, as an infant. And I couldn't sleep because I had insomnia. And my mother would be like, girl, why are you not sleeping? Your baby is sleeping. You know what a dream it is for other mothers? Because their babies don't sleep. And I'm like, Mama, I'm sorry, but I literally have insomnia. You think I want to stay awake? And then there I am, staying awake while my kid, my baby, fast asleep. She would just wake up only for feeds and then right away back to bed. It's an inspiration to me, honestly. I learned so much from her. On Monday, actually, she's having her sports meet. So that's one of the most favorite times for my daughter, for my husband and I. Because every year that we've gone, my daughter's in year 3, so every year that we've gone, like my husband and I, we always win the parents' race. Like I win the mother's race and my husband wins the father's race. And yeah, we come home with medals instead. I don't know if my daughter would be an athlete like we were, but even if she's not, that's okay. She can be good at so many other things. It's fine. My daughter, she's just super excited. She's always cheering for us. And I've decided I'm going to talk more in my videos. It is my channel. I can talk about anything I want. Thing is, sometimes I'm not sure what I want to talk about. So random. Because I don't get out much either unless I go out with my husband. Because I kind of have like agoraphobia. That's a thing where we can't go out alone. Alone at all, almost. So yeah. I've always been this way. Because my parents growing up, they kind of like always picked and dropped us everywhere. So I never thought I needed to ever go out alone. And my sisters and my brothers, I have 4 siblings. One older sister, one younger sister, and my brothers, they're twins. So they kind of waited to like grow up and do their own thing. And they're not affected one bit. They're like, woohoo, freedom. But me, on the other hand, it's taking too long for me to use the pen. This marker and see if I can just do the edges. Yeah, I think that's so much faster as well. And my parents were always around. My dad, he had his office at home. He was a gem merchant anyway, so people would come to our house to show him gemstones and make those deal ships and all that. Or if he had to travel out of Colombo, which is where I'm from, like when he had to go to the mines and things, he would make sure he comes home. So he was never without us. He was always with us. He was such a loving dad. I miss him terribly every single day. And that's the thing, like my dad, like for the first year of my daughter's life, I was still in Sri Lanka. Because I mean, she was born in Sri Lanka. My daughter was born in Sri Lanka. And my husband and I had to do the long distance thing. Because I wasn't ready to, yeah, I wasn't ready. Family, and my daughter was way too small for me to leave. And my husband was very understanding. And he said, you don't have to rush. You can come when you feel ready. So that's what I did. But my parents, both of them, they were there for my daughter since day one. My dad would joke saying, oh, you gave birth to her, but we raised her. Which is so true. I would give all the credit to my parents for the first year of her life. I was always with them. I mean, lives in Sri Lanka, like parents are very involved with their grandchildren, right? So, yeah, life in Sri Lanka is like that. Grandparents are very, very involved with their grandchildren, and like most of us live with our parents still, right? Even after we get married and have children, we still live with our parents. I mean, if we move out, we move out, but if I was going to move out, I had to literally come to Dubai to meet my husband, and that's what happened. But till then, I was with my parents. And that's very common there. So they would literally do everything with her. They would, and everybody used to think that that's their daughter and not their granddaughter. My daughter is the third grandchild for them, but yeah, it was quite funny. I think because I'm talking now that the videos are getting longer than they should be, but what do we think? Does this look like Spore now? I think so. I think I did a pretty good job. Okay, so I think I would like for this to be the background, like that, so we can see the Spore. And then I would like to make this to be like a flip. This to be like a flip. So let's just cut this down to size first. Since this is so bumpy, I think I'm just going to use this page. Why am I struggling so much? Okay, so now we need this to be like a flip. So go this way or this way. That piece. And then, so then it's not going to be this flimsy. This is why I keep wearing the same clothes. Oh my god. I keep getting paint and glue on my clothes. Someone that does not do anything that I don't want to do. No one can force me to do anything I don't want to do. And I'm pretty stubborn. I'm very, very stubborn. I'm a very stubborn person. So, I'm not going to let the small things annoy me. I'm going to try to post on Instagram, and it's okay if I look like a fool. It really doesn't matter to me. But the thing is, I have to learn how that works. I'm not too sure about how it works yet, but it's fine. So this has to go in this way. Now I still do need this to be the same height as this, so let's just draw like this. Growing up, I was like that. I was a people pleaser. I think now I'm much better. I've learned to care less about people, especially knowing that my husband and daughter are the only people that truly matter to me every single day. So they accept me for everything I am, and yeah, in their eyes I can do no wrong. So when they're my biggest cheerleaders, honestly, I don't know why I'm stressing so much about the small things. As for my YouTube, I believe the people that like me will like me. And yeah, the right people will find me and they'll like me for what I do. Even growing up, like, there was this quote that I used to go by because I was so done with people. It's from a song, actually, which my sister used to have on her computer back then. She influenced a lot of my music choices, definitely, my elder sister. The song, which I don't remember the song's name or the artist, but there's a lyric that goes, "Love me or hate me, it's still an obsession." I love that. Because even if you hate me, it's still an obsession. Like, why are you thinking about me, dude? Get over yourself. So that's going to flap like that. And then this will reveal my spore. Now this is what we're going to do. And we're going to pretend that I didn't make more scraps. We are going to cut into this so that we can see these. An inch border. Okay, so before I cut, let's just see how this fits. And I want to make sure that all of them are long enough for me to, okay, yeah, they can sort of stretch. Again, we can probably use this for something. Let's see. Let's glue this down, just using my hot glue gun. I thought this piece was a bit long, but it's fine. It's okay. I noticed that I tend to talk a lot when I'm drawing something or doodling something. I think that's when my brain can relax. Otherwise, I think I'm just thinking of the next step. And as I said, I like to just fast forward things because I have the attention span of, I don't want to compare it to anything because I think everything has a better attention span than I do. What do we think so far? Does that look good? Okay, so this will go under like that, and then that. That's what we're kind of going for. Like this effect, it's so cool. Just, that's amazing, right? Nothing seems good enough for this actually, because I'm so impressed with myself. Oh, I can build on top like this. I like that. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Should I fray it a little bit more? But then this will just come apart, I think, because it's so fragile. Oh gosh. But I don't want it to be too perfect either. Okay, Zika, stop. Nice. Okay. Because now we know that this won't melt with the hot glue, so let's just try to put that on top. More tattered pieces. How about a small piece up here? It's going to go on like this. This side is so pretty, and this side is not so pretty, is it? I don't like this untidiness. Yeah, I'm going to use this because what the heck. This was supposed to be the pattern or whatever, right? We also have rice that we just tried for fun. Let's see how this looks. As expected. Nothing! This has some pattern, right? Alright, we're gonna start with this. It does have some pattern, but I don't know if that's showing very well. Let's see if we can attach this somehow, like this. And hopefully this can open and close. Because of the spore thing at the back, it doesn't really show the work that we've done here, the moth thing, right? Should I actually give it a background now? So let me see if I put this on top. Oh, yeah, I guess so. See? In fact, it's the same. It's the perfect size, I think. Shall I just use that? It does have the rice pattern. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. It's just enough to fit on there. My videos actually always like an hour and a half long, and then I try to edit as much as I can so it can fit within 30 minutes or so, because I think time. Just gonna put that strip there. That's showing much better, isn't it? Okay, and this is that video because sometimes it just goes off on its own. Anyway, yeah, just attach this flap piece to this. Alright, now we need to make sure this closes without a problem. Yes, so that can open and shut. And now we'll attach this piece, so it's like a card almost. I'm gonna attach this piece to this. Okay. So this will open and shut. So that's a flap. We can do some quotes or something like that. And that's the spore. So if you're someone that likes to, so maybe a picture can go on top. For example, if this was a picture, how cool would that fit in here with this background? Alright, so we're done. This is spore. This is supposed to be the pattern. This could also be pattern, doesn't matter. That's why I got the light and the dark purple with the scrap of this. And then we have, this was also supposed to be pattern. And then we've got the moth-eaten, which is this thing. I still want to put something here though. So I think I'm going to add this piece. I have to always fight the urge to make everything pretty, because I have to use these lace and stuff. I always tend to do that. So yeah, I can always somehow make everything look girly and pretty because of the lace, which I want to avoid most of the time for these prompts. but I felt like this was too empty. As I said, I will just keep adding things and just keep making them pretty. I tried really hard for this prompt. All right, so I think this is done. We are done with Moth-eaten, pattern, and Spore. That's one more time for you. Yep, I'm happy with that. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I will begin recording just now again. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Bye.